Gordon, and I'm pleased to introduce you to the rest of our crew, starting, of course, with Jen is back after missing our special episode.
Hello.
And you were missed. Believe you me, you were missed. Channing is back with us as well. Even, he came back even though episode 8. Yes, Channing, back me up.
Yeah.
We missed her.
You were missed, but we did learn that just randomly pushing buttons not a good idea. Yeah, so if you're ever thinking about doing that next time you're producing, just don't.
Yeah, yes. So, how are we feeling? Less than 2 weeks away. Okay.
Panic mode. Panic mode has set in. I'm um, much to my shock, my wife actually ordered a few things for a cosplay that I've been working on that I thought was done. So, there's going to be some tweaks and all to it.
Mm-hmm.
It never fails when you have panels planned out. Some people are going to drop out or have other engagements. So, sometimes you got to scramble to find some replacement guests. But I have a badge, I have a hotel room. So I'm good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Jen, I saw that you were working on something for your significant other as well.
Yes. Making him a matching uh, Tiki Marriott shirt to go with the dress that took me 2 months to make for the Drunken Dragon annual Tiki party at Trader Vic's on Thursday night of con. And but then we also added some last minute cosplays. So
Of course.
yeah. So we're gonna make him the Turkish Olympian shooter
Olympic
outfit.
inspired.
And we randomly ran to Spirit Halloween today and almost bought a Bob Ross and his painting costume to do, but then we were like, okay, we don't need to travel with that much. So
Wow.
So
Yeah.
does this mean you're going to be an Australian breakdancer?
no. But did you see that Drunken Dragon added the Australian breakdancer today? Only for today to order, and it's being drop shipped. So it says at least for him, because he ordered one, that it would get there August 26th. Me being in another state when I'm flying in to go to con, I'm not going to risk that. But that's very cool of him to be so on it.
I mean,
Right.
not much
He's
gets
on it.
past Sven. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
he covers so many fandoms and does so well. And gets
there
product out
he is in the
fast.
comments right now. So howdy, Drunken Dragon.
We love you, Drunken Dragon.
You're our
And,
favorite drunken dragon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a big episode. It's as I said, final pre-con episode. It's I'm not gonna try to go into the upper echelon of the vocal range to say it's the final countdown, but
It's the final countdown.
all right. That's what I have co-hosts for. That's why we have co-hosts. We do this together. So let's get rid of some news and notes and some business out of the way first. Dragon Con Report is an unofficial podcast of the con. We are not and never have been officially connected with Dragon Con. For all the official news, we strongly recommend checking out the official site and social media outlets. We are a proud member of the ESO Network. On esonetwork.com, there's a direct link to our TeePublic store filled with all kinds of cool swag, including a very cool design for the Dragon Con Report podcast logo. In fact, I saw someone wearing that shirt at Monsterama this weekend. Tony, thank you so much for your support. We really do appreciate it. The ESO Network is also has a Patreon page where you can support us by accessing exclusive readings of this month's Dragon Con guest announcements. This is the last one. So thank you,
Exclusive
patrons.
readings of questionable quality. I feel like we need to include that part.
Questionable pronunciations.
Yes.
That's for sure. For sure. Thank you, patrons, for all your support. We do appreciate you a lot. In addition to this video stream that you're watching via Facebook or YouTube, the audio version of our show is still available through all the usual places. You can always access all of our past episodes over the last over 10 years at DragonConReport.com. However you access the show, please like, subscribe, share. We appreciate you. And you can leave us direct feedback or comment on the show. Email us at feedback@DragonConReport.com or reach out to us via Facebook and Instagram. We've got some just a few items of news and notes. Look, they're coming hot and heavy now. I am trying to keep up with the latest news that is being generated by vendors, by track directors, by cosplay, by everybody.
Guests, yeah.
I'm posting it as soon as I can, reposting it on the Instagram page. I think that actually goes to the Facebook page as well. But it's coming out I'm just posting every day, and lots of stuff every day. So if I miss something, which is really easy to do with all the weird algorithms that social media has, please reach out to us on the social media, on Instagram in particular, and let me know, hey, Mike, could you please repost this? Because I'd be more than happy to help promote in any way we can help you guys. So as far as the news and notes, yes, if you don't know by now, Dragon is happening August 29th, officially August 29th through September 2nd. I would not be surprised if there's some people there now.
There is.
Yeah.
Actually, I know a few people who are.
Look, you got to get those rooms any way you can.
Absolutely. So 5-day memberships are still $175, and that's still an amazing bargain. So get that. On August 1st, single day passes went on sale. Thursday, $35, Friday, $55, Saturday, $75, Sunday, $65, and Monday, $35. Do not snooze on these. If you plan on going for a single day and you've got a specific day in mind, get that pass as soon as you can, because
especially
they will
if
sell
the
out.
day you want to go is Saturday.
Absolutely. Saturday's the big one. Saturday, I think, has sold out the last few times they've done this, and I'm guessing that it'll sell out again this time. So
as a fan, can I just say, if you only want to go on Saturday, don't. Just make it easy on the rest of us.
So there you have it. Speaking of selling out, workshops are selling out. They've got tons of great workshops. Directing with Sherry Appleby, actually learning how to direct TV and movies. There's a beginner's magic workshop with Kurt Anderson and John Armstrong. Comic storytelling with Adam Kubert. There's costuming, quilting, swordplay, FX, special effects, writing, and tons more. So some of those are starting to sell out as well. Last time I checked, there was a few still available. So if you're interested in participating and learning something at DragonCon, I know. But if you're interested in learning something at DragonCon, learning a skill, there's a lot of workshops, a lot of great people doing some great workshops there as well. So check that out. And I think also, what do you got for us there, Channing?
So for starters, there's DragonCon. You come for the cosplay, you stay for the book learning. That should be the slogan for the workshops. But just a reminder, this year, the Comic and Pop Artist Alley, they're offering the Comics Programming Fast Track. So a limited number of fans will be able to receive a fast track entry into America's Mart Building 2 up to 30 minutes before a panel begins. You show it to a volunteer at the front of the building, just to the left of the main line. Don't go stand in the regular line. Present that QR code to the fast track volunteer, and they'll admit you into the building. Now, you're only getting one ticket per panel, so if you have multiple people who want to attend the same one, each one has to sign up for their own fast track and submit it. And it can only be used one time. So when you're thinking about using it for your comic programming, choose wisely. Or just do what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use mine to go see Mike.
No, it's one time per panel.
It's one time per panel or one time total?
Well, I would imagine people want to see more than one panel.
Let's
Okay,
see.
so we don't know the definitive answer on that.
No.
Yeah, mine says mine note says each QR code can only be used one time.
One time.
So I thought that just meant one time, period.
One
I
time.
thought it just meant one time. You can't like keep going in and out of the panel.
Mm.
You can't
I don't
keep
know.
going in and out of the America's Mart.
Either way,
Uh,
well, when they put up the sign-up sheet, I'm sure it'll be more specific.
Yeah,
But also,
this-
if you've been a volunteer for 5 years or more, you can also get a one-time use of the Fast Pass, but not on Saturday.
Right.
Yes. This had mixed success last year, so I think generally it was a good thing, and that's why they're doing it again. All the details are going to be revealed in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned. Check out the Facebook page for the comics and pop art area, because they're the ones who I think who are overseeing this,
Yes.
because that's where their panels are. Their panels take place in that room, or the fourth floor. So
yeah, I used it last year for a panel. It was great.
Yes, and I think there was a bit of abuse, so I think they might have changed some things. But so don't assume it's going to be exactly like it was last time. But they are doing it again, so which is great. I think.
Yeah.
I
Hopefully they
certainly,
learned from
as someone who
last year
does
and they
panels in
tweaked
the
it.
someone who does panels in the comic room, I'm glad to see that there are people that can actually get to them. Absolutely.
Also, they had Town Hall number 5 last week. A few items of note at the Town Hall. Purify IV will be back at the Marriott, and they're going to have a scheduling system set up in place this year, I think, as well as walk-ups. They'll have all sorts of IV goodness for people who need to recharge at con. We also got a view of some of the vendor exclusives we're going to have. For those of you who might remember last year, Midnight Fury had the little DragonCon logo car scent things. You know, you stick them on your vent, and it came with little felt pads you could put essential oils on. Well, this year they've turned it into a necklace. So that'll be available at the Midnight Fury books. Also at the Borderland Comics booth, there is going to be a DragonCon exclusive edition of Savage Sword of Conan the Barbarian. And the artist for that, you can also go over to booth 2711 and get it autographed by Carrie Nord. Scorch Design, who has done some of the DragonCon logo etched shot glasses and the little mini flasks in the past. This year, they're doing a limited edition decanter and whiskey glass set. You get a big decanter bottle and 4 glasses, all with the DragonCon logo, and it'll come with whiskey rocks as well to help keep your drinks cold. They are only making 50 of those.
50.
And 50.
It looks gorgeous.
They're beautiful, and they're priced at $150. So if that's something you want, I'm pretty sure that's a lineup on the first day, because I don't know if they're gonna, last year some vendors only sold a certain amount each day of the limited items.
Right.
But since there's only 50, they might just let them go the first day. There will also be a new merch bag for DragonCon in the vendor hall this year. Last year, they gave us the purple bag with the DragonCon logo on it. It was $5, to help carry all your purchases. And this year, there's a new bag, and it has the artwork from last year's hotel keys on it. Those would be $5 as well. They will have both. They'll have last year's design and this new one as well. And of course, they announced the Hobbitses, Billy Boyd, Dominic Monaghan, and Elijah Wood joining us this year for con.
They also announced John Cleese, which that was a huge announcement for me. That was really big.
Has he been there before?
No, they've had some Python members previously, but this is the first time that John Cleese will be there, and that's a big deal. So I think that's going to be a hard ticket. I think he's only there Saturday and Sunday. So, but where can people find out more about the guests who are coming?
They can go to our Patreon.
Exactly.
Where we try not to butcher names, but you can also go to the DragonCon website under the People to See tab, and you'll be able to find up there. I like to sort it by dates by guests announced. And also, when announcements gets made, it goes up on the Twitter and the DragonCon Discord and the Facebook page, all sorts of places. So
absolutely,
all the places.
And I think you want to remind everybody about what happened on episode 8 of the DragonCon report, don't you, Mike?
I do. Before we get to that, just real quick, just a reminder that the Dragon Awards ballot is live. So we're going to have a link to that. And there it is there. So please click on that and vote for the best or your favorite sort of genre things, TVs, books, movies, games, et cetera, that award is pretty sweet. So, and I'm not saying that with any connection to what I'm about to announce, but if we'll see what happens next year. Episode 8, Channing and I had a lot of fun talking all about Dragon Tales book that I helped put together. It's a benefit book celebrating Atlanta's, celebrating Dragon Con, really.
Yes.
Containing stories, essays, memories, pro tips, and more by folks who honor Dragon Con in their heart and try to keep it all year. We had a lot of the contributors join us last episode, rather. Goodness.
Last week.
Was it just last week?
Yes, it was last week.
Goodness gracious. And we've got actually one joining us this week too. So it's like, I just wanted to announce that the book is done and it's on sale. Yes. So we'll have a link to that also that you can
we'll have it in the show notes because I'm not going to have people try to read an Amazon link on the screen, but it will be in the show notes and in the YouTube. It will be in the show notes for later.
Sure. It's also on our social media, so you can click on the link. You can get the trade paperback. The hardcover edition just went up as well, so you will have an option whether to get hardcover or something. I'm working on getting the digital one as well. Now, I plan to have some copies at my table, which is going to be 624 in the Comics and Pop Artist Alley on the 4th floor of America's Mart, but that is not a guarantee. So I definitely, if you're interested in the book, which I hope you are, please order it. You can order it and Amazon can ship it to you in a couple days. You can bring it to the con and try to find as many of the contributors who will be more than happy to sign. There are going to be 12 folks there that contributed to the book as they're scheduled to be there anyway. So that's excluding myself. So myself and 12 lucky 13. So I think I might even do some sort of contest where if you're able to get the signatures of all 13 folks, maybe you can get something. And yes, they will be more than happy to sign the book for you. Brandon, I will definitely sign it. We should have it there. It's it's a love letter to Dragon Con, the convention that I love so much, but it's also a love letter to two folks that mean a lot to me, we've lost over the last few years, Tom Trainer and Darren Noel, and all the proceeds of sales of this book are going to two charities in honor of those two gentlemen. For Tom Trainer, it's the American Heart Association, and for Darren Noel, it's the Lost and Found Youth Organization. So,
and Suzanne just posted the Amazon link in the comments. So,
thank you, Suzanne.
Everybody can see it there. Yeah.
So, thank you, Spider. Your piece is amazing. It takes up the big chunk of the middle of the book. So, and I think it's great to have that in there as well. Anyway, thanks everybody who contributed. We've already got, like I said, it's on sale. We've already had some sales. I can't thank you guys enough for helping support this project.
Alrighty. Well, as usual, for all you folks viewing, this is where we take a break. It's just so I have an editing spot for the audio version of this show. But tonight, I'm actually going to kick everybody off screen because we have a special premiere for all of our video watchers.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
I'm on the next level. Yeah, 절대적으로를 지켜 내 손을 놓지 마라. 결속은 나의 무기. 광야로 걸어가. 알아 내 humble ground. 위협에 맞서서 check it out. I'm on the next level.
Wow. That's are you ready? That's the big question because it's coming. And we've got a lot of folks to talk about a lot of fun stuff that is just a piece of Dragon Con.
Yes,
but let's bring them all in here, starting with Charles from the Digital Media Track. We've also got
Bring
with
them out,
us.
bring them out, bring them out, bring them out.
There you go. Come on, man.
We've also got Jody with us from DragonCon charity events. Welcome, Jody.
Hello.
We've got the host with the most, Dave, from the Big Damn Game Show.
Oh, hi, everybody.
That's how
And
you
we've
do it.
got some folks representing the cult of DC DJs. We've got Spider with us. We've got Nemesis, and we've got Nori Noir. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Who's ready
It's like
for
a whole
DragonCon?
Brady Bunch thing
Yep.
going on here. Like, I feel like we should be doing like this
Well,
whole thing.
it turns out my Charles Nelson Riley thing is really working in this format.
Yes, that's perfect.
All
That's
I
perfect.
know is I just hear chanting. It's always chanting.
Of course.
That's what
of
no one
course.
wants to hear.
So, Charles, let's start with you. What's happening with the digital media track? You guys post almost as much as I do on social media, announcing who's going to be there and what's going on there.
We absolutely try to do that. Happy to say this year we've got a pretty sizable guest coming in. Daniel Stoner Gump Gossard is going to be our TikTok guest this year, and he's going to be doing a number of panels. And I mean, we have got an amazing range of just everything you can think of that is digital media, from inclusivity panels to entertainment panels, to just everything that a creator can bring to the table. That's what we do. And we're doing our comedy charity event again this year, Comedy for a Cause, which is Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. on Thursday night to open up the con for us. And we love working with Jody on that one.
Awesome. Well, that's a great segue, Jody, because as much as DragonCon is fun for all of us, it's also, there's a lot of charity work that's being done. A lot of help is being provided between the blood drive and everything that you guys do.
Right. It's really exciting because DragonCon really feels strongly about supporting the family that has grown us. So I really enjoy the fact that every year we pick a new charity. This year's charity is the Arthritis Foundation, which arthritis affects 60 million men and women and children in the U.S. And the Arthritis
I'm one of them.
What? Yeah,
I'm one of them.
yeah. It's surprising once you mention arthritis. People are like, "Oh, I have arthritis," or "I was diagnosed it too," or and it's wild to think that there's something that I wasn't aware of that is just so prevalent in everybody's lives. But the Arthritis Foundation does fund medical research and provide support to patients. It's a great thing. They have a summer camp for children who really don't have a way to do a lot of the activities, but they're like, yes, you can do these activities. You just have to go boldly and do it. And they have obstacle courses and so much fun stuff for the children. And that's what you're helping to provide by being part of the fundraising activities that are happening this year. So DragonCon matches up to $125,000 that we raise. And there are so many innovative ways that different tracks are doing this fundraising and bringing awareness. Like Charles said, he has the comedy for a cause. I mean, what a great way, laugh and bring awareness and fundraise. It's wonderful. So I gush about all the things that our tracks come up with and what they do. It shows how much heart we have, We may be all about the party, but we have a really, really big heart. So I don't know. Do you guys want to know more about the events that people?
Yeah. I know that they recently opened the sign up for the 4th annual DragonCon Hustle.
Yes,
Yeah.
the DragonCon Hustle. It's a virtual race. It's all honor based. I mean, really, if you walk around DragonCon, you've already done a 5K every day.
Yep.
So it's amazing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you some of the medals. Let me see if I can show you the first one. Because it's reminiscent of your wallpaper for this. I don't know if you can tell. Hold on. There we go. It's the dragon climbing the center of the Marriott. That was the first year. And then let's see.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I'll show it again. I know those podcasters are really getting a good shot. So.
That's great.
But
That looks gorgeous.
each year when you sign up, they ask a question of what is your favorite track, and that's what dictates what theme the next year's one is. This one was for Brit Track, and then last year was costuming.
And I'm here to officially announce that the digital media track is campaigning for 2025. Get in there, it's a digital media track.
Yeah,
it'll be awesome. Big microphone will be our medal. It'll be awesome.
Ooh, that would sound really exciting. So this year's is Star Trek. So it's really exciting. It's a dragon riding the Enterprise. So it's great, and you get to sign up, and you'll get a bib. There's even a silly bib that you can run around Dragon Con with, or pre-con, because any movement is movement. Be it video gaming or in real life. So that's the exciting fourth race that we have. We also do a coloring book. So I happen to have two here. So like this was the first one we had, and then this is the second one, and then I don't have the third one. I'll need to pick that up because we have a handful left of the third ones, but the fourth is coming out this year. So I'm very excited about it. It's hitting on the anniversary. Well, you can go to, well, you can find them in various different coloring events. We have Coloring for Charity, which is each night in the Hyatt in the Learning Center, which is like one floor down from the lobby. It's quiet. We play some lo-fi music, and you can just kind of chill and kind of get away from the really excitement that's going on around you and just chill. You can also find it at the charity booth, which is in the Marriott.
That's that's right next to Brian Humphrey's photo booth.
Yes. Like right next to the Walk of Fame and all that good stuff. And they're $10, and you can get them there. And there's some other coloring events. I believe the video gaming has coloring in the morning. You probably could find some in the kids track. So they're just a little bit everywhere. You just kind of have to investigate a little.
And what about the charity auctions that I know there's previews held, and then they do the big auction?
So we have the auction on Saturday in the Hyatt, and it's in the Hanover CD&E. So you go down the escalator and it's straight down. And on Saturday we do a preview where we set up everything. I'm really excited about a lot of the items that we get. Let's see, Timothy Zahn just announced that he has I'm going to kind of mess up the title, the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy. He donated that, and it's also signed by him as well as Lars Mikkelsen, which I believe is the actor that plays Thrawn. So that's exciting. We also have a very good quilt artist that makes a cosplay quilt. People donate all their cosplay scraps, and she makes this into a beautiful quilt. I think last year's theme was like space, and it had a dragon that was flying through space. It was so amazing. And we also have something that I call Cuddle Dragon. So the little stuffed dragons that we get from the store. They're usually, yay big. Well, they do a big production one. And so what we do is we take that around to all the guests, and we get photos with the DC, the Dragon Con photography person goes and takes the dragon, and they cuddle him or hug him or do some sort of weird pose with him. And then what ends up happening is that dragon gets put into the charity auction on Sunday, and you get to bid on it as well as the digital photos.
Oh, nice.
So it's really exciting. It's so hilarious what the different guests end up doing with the different dragons. So and this year, I don't know if the image has been released yet, but it is very amusing, and I am sure there's going to be hilarious photos taken.
No, they haven't shown the dragon yet.
Yeah. Okay. Then
no, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of us that stalk every town hall and photos to see when the new dragon is going to be shown.
Yeah, I would love to break that news, but I feel like that would be the last show we would ever do.
Yeah. I will say it's amazing though. It's so I'm excited. So But those are the things that we do. So we have the race medal, we have Coloring for Charity, we have our donation booth, which you can come and visit. If you have some nerdy artwork or something that you've loved, but you're like, maybe I need to, find a new home for this, you can donate it and we'll put it into the auction, and we'll auction it off, and then Dragon Con matches whatever we get for it. So, but
yes, I do, Brandon.
And she's proud of it.
Yes, I am.
We will find loving homes for all your nerdy stuff. Really. I mean, we've had everything from like pieces of the International Space Station to pieces of different costumes. We had a bike from The Walking Dead put in.
So can people bring their things like at con once con starts? Yeah. Okay.
I will say that if it comes to us after like Friday afternoon, we might hold on to it until next year.
Okay.
Because we have to have enough time to put it into the database and get it over to the other hotel. And you guys know how hard it is to get from one hotel to the other. If you can imagine doing that with a bunch of auction items, you can imagine the hilarity that happens.
I just want to say that my wife is listening. So if a woman shows up with tubs of G.I. Joe collectibles, do not take them because they're mine.
I don't know. Maybe you can find them at the auction.
You can get them back for a price.
For a price, yeah.
I'm so sorry. I don't have like an evil bone in my body except for when it comes to raising money for charity. And then I'm like, I will get it all.
I can respect that.
It's all in the name of charity.
You guys are doing great work. Jody, how long have you been associated with the charity and then Dragon Con in general?
2018 was my first year as a director of charity events. So we've had so many amazing charities, and I'm so excited about it every year, learning about something new that, helps Atlanta. So it's just really exciting. But I will say that my first year of Dragon Con was 1991.
1991. Okay, wow, that predates me. All right,
so I've been around for a while. It's
gracious.
just didn't step into the organizing side of it. I was just the fan for a very long time.
Absolutely. Well, we're glad you're doing what you're doing, and we're glad you joined us today. So thank you so much for that. And where can people find out more about like all the stuff that's going on with the charity events? Is there one place that they can go to check all of that out?
Well, you can go to the app. Every track should be tagging their events if they have anything like charity related, if they have a charity component. Now, I will say some is very subtle. Like there's the escape room for the alt history. So the fee to go do the escape room goes to the charity. And also gets matched by Dragon Con. And then there's some silly things like American Sci-Fi has a whole bunch. They're really into showing different movies and stuff. So they have a lock-in where they play like a really bad movie, and you have to pay to get out. So I think that's really amazing. Over in the America Smart, I believe, is the miniature paint and take. They do such good fundraising for us, and I love them immensely. But they have little miniatures, and you can go and you do a donation, you get to paint the little miniature and then walk away with it. How exciting is that? And then you can find the chess Jawa. I keep trying to catch the chess Jawa, but I'm always running around way too much to be able to stop and look. But you can play him for a donation, and that goes to the charity and also gets matched. There's the K-pop dance party, comedy for a cause, coloring in the morning with video gaming. But really, you can go into the app and look for the little charity button.
I just want to say, if everybody's saying drink. No, the app is not out yet. She means
so sorry.
She means once the app is ready.
I'm going to tell you, I don't download the app because I don't have time to do anything but the charity stuff. So I know where I'm going to be, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm out of the loop on the app. So, but there you go.
We know where we can find you. And is there and that's where the auctions are, where you're housed for the charity events?
No, I am in two different hotels, which is why I run around so much. I'm in the Marriott for the booth, and then the Hyatt is where we have the Coloring for Charity as well as the auctions. So and they're both below the lobby. So that main escalator that goes down.
It's
Awesome.
it's
Awesome.
near where the concourse stage is, right? Or is it another level down where they have the music outside the Filk track?
Yeah, there is one more escalator. The auction is one above the blood drive, and the learning center, I believe, is one down from the lobby.
Okay.
So,
And this
Yeah.
is why you can find all those maps
I know my
in
paths.
the app.
So,
I really
well,
wish that we could get to the point where the app would be kind of like video games, where you put the button and it just does a little digital arrow telling you where you have to go. I really need that.
it will
I
be.
really
It
do.
will be. At
Someday.
some point, I'm pretty sure it will be.
Yes.
So, thanks, Jody. We really do appreciate you being and giving us some
Thanks.
time right before con, because I know things are probably pretty crazy for you as well. right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
I mean, it gets close and we keep trying to do more and more. So thanks for listening to me gush about all the charity stuff.
Of
No, we
course, of
appreciate
course.
it. We appreciate it. It's nice to know there's somebody,
Yeah.
in charge of all of that, and that there's so much to do. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so many ways. people
Well,
can
I
get-
will say that the directors do so much. I just cheerlead them on. So
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Jody's the best, but she's downplaying it. She's the best.
well, thank you very much.
And
Yeah,
Jody,
and you know, all
you want to
jokes
stick
aside,
around
I
for the
think
full episode?
Yeah.
or-
No,
Okay, great.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
excited to hear
All right.
everything else.
Great.
All right. Well, speaking of excitement, let's get to our next guest. Dave is going to talk up the Big Damn Game Show. Did I say that in the right order? Because sometimes I get confused.
You said that exactly right, and it's a lot less confusing than the old game show name. So it's much simpler now. Before I talk about the Big Damn Game Show, though, I want to talk about charity just a little bit more. I had my first experience with the Dragon Con Hustle last year. When I picked my badge up, the charity table was there in the pickup room, and I was kind of curious about, they had the medal right there on the table. And I was like, well, what's going on here? What is this? Oh, this is for, a 5K. And I was like, oh, well, that's maybe not my thing. And they said, no, listen, you're going to walk many times more than that this weekend. Don't feel like you're not going to hit that goal. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. So I signed up. I got the coloring book. I got the medal. The medal is absolutely gorgeous. And if I'd thought about it, I would have had mine sitting here. And I've already signed up for this year's hustle. You can do it online
same.
right now and just go pick your medal up and your coloring book at Dragon Con this year in the Marriott, right there, like they said, right beside Brian Humphrey's photography area. And you're going to walk 5K. It's going to happen. So go ahead. And I'm going to challenge everyone, sign up right now, go get your awesome medal and have this unique keepsake of Dragon Con, this thing that we all love.
And
Everybody, there's no reason not to do it.
But you could do what
I was
do.
going to sit there and say, this is such a bling thing to wear for
Yes.
the convention.
But
you
I
know.
turn mine into ornaments for my Christmas tree after
Ooh.
after
Very
con
nice.
each year.
Yeah.
That must be a strong branch you're hanging it on.
I
though.
have a fake tree, so yes, it's strong. But I do
It's a redwood.
I do put extra wires to balance it in place. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So with that being said, and also real quick, the other thing I wanted to say is the classics track. You mentioned it. Every panel, they have the bucket at the end of the panelist table, and they make a point of saying, look, everybody, the bucket at the end of the table is for Dragon Con charity. And that's not just a lip service thing. All of that money is going to this cause, this year, Arthritis Foundation. And get up during the panel, get up before the panel. When the panel is over, go put some money in that bucket. We've all nobody uses cash anymore, but we've all got a little bit of pocket change at Dragon Con because you need, that's like the one place where everybody has a little bit of cash. Go throw it in that bucket. It means a lot. And I think most of the other
I was gonna
tracks
say-
have a similar
I was going
situation
to say
where,
it adds up.
yeah.
Well-
Oh yeah.
Yeah, digital media does it.
Well, what we
It
do,
adds up. We raised over $272,000 for Cure Childhood Cancer last year.
And that's
So-
amazing. If everybody that went to the panel, imagine, just think in your head, okay, I'm going to pay $1 to watch this panel. Go put it in the bucket. Everybody in the room puts $1 in the bucket. That's a lot of money. So
It
just
does
keep
add
that
up.
in mind when you're watching this. You know, yeah, we all paid to get into Dragon Con, but all the entertainment that's being put on is essentially free, part of the ticket. So remember these charities when you're watching amazing things like the Big Damn Game Show. That's right. Saturday night, 10 p.m. We are back. This past weekend, or I'm sorry, 2 weekends ago, we worked 12 straight hours on the intro, just the intro for this year's game show. We have spent countless hours working on the games for this game show, and we demanded it. The people demanded it. And this year, at long last, we have more ballroom. That's right. We are in the Hyatt International South Ballroom, a big theatrical room. We're going to pack it. And I'll tell you right now, show up early, because every single year we've done the game show, I've been doing game shows at Dragon Con for 10 years now. Every single year, we have turned more and more people away at the door. We've packed the room every single time. Show up early, be a contestant, win fabulous prizes. Every game show you can think of that you grew up with, Double Dare, Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, we're all of those things and more. And the only game I can give away right now, and if you've been to the Big Damn Game Show, you know it, we have a game called the Round of Music, where the siren of the Big Damn Game Show, our princess, our Cinderella, will come into that room, and she's going to use her beautiful voice to kiss every single person in that ballroom and transform them into royalty of a non-gender specific nature. And don't you want to be there for that? Yes, you do. Big Damn Game Show, Saturday night, 10 p.m. You have never seen an entertainment experience like it. I guarantee you will have the best time there.
Absolutely.
That's the hard sell.
That's the hard sell. Yeah, nothing soft about that. But exciting. And now let me ask you, because yes, you've been doing this, and how long has this particular version of the game show been going on?
So we used to do something called the Dirty Con Game Show, which was filthy, dirty, inappropriate for anybody of any age. We matured a little bit, we grew a little bit, and we decided, you know what, maybe we don't need to show these things. Maybe we don't need to have a throne of swords, except it's not swords, it's something else. Let's tone it down. Let's find a broader audience. Let's have some fun. And what ended up happening is we had to take a year off to regroup, to reorganize, to strengthen ourselves. And then everybody had to take a year off. And when we came back with our nice, clean, family-friendly game show, we ended up in a small room and not a ballroom. And now this year, after we've clawed and scratched our way back to greatness, we've decided that maybe 18 and up is the way to go. Maybe we do want to be just a little dirty again. Not dirty, but a little dirty. So we do recommend 18 and up. There's not going to be anything like crazy hentai foul, but we're going to have some fun.
Awesome. Yeah, because you've been going to Dragon Con for quite some time, right?
I think 90. Okay, so there was the Georgia Fantasy Fair. There was whatever was at the Castlegate Hotel, like one of those that I think Dragon Con ate up. I went to first. I think my first actual Dragon Con, it was either 92 or 94, somewhere around. I was still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my buddy just went down there to look in the dealer room, essentially, because there's not really an internet at the time. So back then the dealer room was like, you could buy Doctor Who figures. Like, it was insane seeing swords and Doctor Who and like Marvel Comics t-shirts. And like, this is such an old guy rant, but you kids today don't understand how easy you have it, where you can order an Ambush Bug t-shirt anytime you want it. Where back then you had to wait till the one time a year we all got together in the stinky little hotel in downtown Atlanta to buy your Ambush Bug shirt. And you ended up having to buy a size too small because, well, that's just what you got. Because they didn't even have double extra large back then. Yeah, so I've been doing it for a while. I didn't start going regularly until 2005 2005. And I think I've been every year since then.
Apart from the game show, is there anything else that you're excited about participating in this year?
Oh, well, Mike Gorgeous, let me just tell you, I've got a few other things to talk about. Channing, you know what I'm talking about. So we have a secret panel that we have not yet announced this Monday on the Audible Interlude live stream on the Needless Things YouTube channel. We will be announcing our second panel. So tune in for that, Needless Things YouTube channel, 8 p.m. on Monday. But we have already announced the Audible Interlude regular panel is going to be 1 p.m. in the Classics Track Room, Marriott M103 105. If you show up in Audible Interlude gear or in a costume, you will get a free Audible Interlude itty bitty ditty bag. We will have every panel I do. We've got prizes. We've got stuff to give away. We want lots of audience interaction. We will be talking about the weirdest stuff in G.I. Joe, and we will also determine the greatest G.I. Joe pet of all time. And then the one other thing that I want to talk about is Choose Your Own Adventure panel that we started doing a couple of years ago. It is absolutely incredible. The talented and wonderful Beth Van Dusen, who, by the way, contributed to Dragon Tales.
She did.
You will be able to get her autograph at this panel. This is 1 p.m. again in the Classics Track Room, Marriott M103 105. But we host the panel. We read the book. We choose Your Own Adventure book, but the audience chooses the adventure. So show up for that one. Again, tons of interaction, lots of fun. Only usually we do this a little later in the evening on Sunday, so it's going to be a little tough to get drunk at 1 p.m., but we'll do our best for the fans.
Challenge accepted.
Yes, sir.
Well, speaking of nightlife, I think it's time we chat with some of our buddies that are here from the
Absolutely.
cult of DC DJs.
Absolutely.
I was so glad to have you back for year 2 on the show, as well as our second annual Wednesday Drink and Derp party that kicks off Dragon Con. As usually last year, the group I run, Dragon Con Parties Meet Us and More, partnered up with the DJs. Well, this year we decided to pull the Dragon Con report in there as well. So, what's up, guys?
We've got a ton of swag, so much cool stuff. We've got special things. We're gonna be drinking, laughing.
We're gonna be derping.
My face hurt last year. I had so much fun because I laughed the entire time.
Oh, I lost my voice because I was scream singing to every song that Phasm played.
Yeah. Wednesday's becoming a really, really fun time. Especially, I mean, just selfishly for me, because Thursday I DJ a party, Friday I DJ a party, and Saturday I DJ a party. So there's no hanging out when I'm doing all that. So Wednesday's the night to hang out for me, and we're just really excited to add a couple new faces to the group this year. We're some people may not know us because we're pretty new. We started in last year, and we're a community of DJs and VJs who perform at Dragon Con. And already, kind of in the background, Spider and JP and I knew each other for years, and we wanted to bring that sense of camaraderie, collaboration, and include everybody else as well. Our goal is to make every party, every rave, every set, every encounter with anyone just fun, unforgettable, and we're getting to perform for the most enthusiastic people on the freaking planet. I mean, these people they're nuts. If you ever have heard 2,000 people at 4 a.m. all scream at the top of their lungs while 52 stories above you try to sleep, let me tell you, rush. And I do that every rave. Now Nori, who's going to be closing out the rave Sunday night with another bud of ours, Wilson, they're going to get to do it too. So we've added some new folks to the mix, and the really cool video you saw earlier was Nori whipped that together this week. He's a talented guy. Nice. And we welcome him and Wilson and obviously the Queen, Spider, you're back. We love having you here. I've known you 20 something years. But yeah,
long time.
It's been great, and I think that anybody who's new to the group feels the energy. I think Nora, you'd agree with that, right?
Oh, for sure. It's definitely a big family unit that likes to party, and I'm very excited to be a part of it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
It's really, I mean, people, if you've ever tried to describe Dragon Con to like when you go home to your friends, like, so what did you do this weekend? Just trying to describe con in general is hard. Trying to describe DJing for con is twice as hard. The closest I've come is that, at your rave and there are a bunch of glow sticks. Imagine those glow sticks are lightsabers. Like that is like the scale of how it like ramps up. The energy is there. There's so much positivity, and we are super lucky as DJs because we have the view from up above that we get to look down and see everything, and we see it all happen together. And it's so, I mean, it's going to sound totally hippy dippy, but it is this whole energy that hits you and you give it right back. And everybody just is in that moment together. And it doesn't matter if you are a DC fan or a Marvel fan, or if you have, G.I. Joes in your closet, or they're out on display, wherever. How many times have we worked G.I. Joe into the conversation? Let's see, like everybody is totally like, they're all united by their nerddom and their geekiness. And it's awesome. It's my dysfunctional family reunion every year, and I love it.
Yes. And there's a couple of really great links up here. The one just below us, the Dragon Con 2024 events. It's got all of our events on there, and then there's also reminder buttons, and it's an iCal invite. So if it doesn't work on your phone, you might need to try from your computer. We posted this a couple of weeks ago. We did it last year, and people really loved it. It gives you a Google Maps direction to where the event is. And my favorite part is it sets an alarm 2 hours before the show. So then you can get your ass in line and not be waiting to get in. Because let me tell you what, I've done all the run. I think this is my 5th year. There is still a line at 2 a.m. when we shut down.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So come early because you will get in. Just come early. Come early and party with us. It's
Absolutely.
a lot of
How many events would you say that you guys do? And this is across multiple tracks, right? So each one is specifically themed.
Yeah. There's so many to count. I'd have to go look, even though I've written on the spreadsheet. I don't know if Justin's out there. If you can toss.
I would say that like as much as possible, they try to stick in theme. Like every track tries to set up the theme within decorations or whatever they have going on. I think in any given night, you can find 3 to 4, maybe even 5 or 6 events going on at any point in time. Some of them are going to start earlier in the evening. And it's so broad, right? We've got swing, we've got, there's the Yule Ball, which is like nice open, like for younger kids early on, and then it gets a little bit more adult. I'm doing the open casket party. We've actually moved from Friday to Sunday, and it's actually in a bigger room now. We're over in the Westin instead of, over on the side. So our only competition this year is the Crew Shadows, but that's fine. We got that. But again, like if you don't want to go to a band or see us, which is totally cool, you can go to a band. You can just chill. You can go talk with people. Like the whole nightlife in general is just so varied and so wild. I love it when I see people post in, the Dragon Con newbies group or people that are new to the con and are like, is there anything to do at night? And I'm just like,
I tell people all the time.
You are not going to, that's why the 2-hour warning is so great, right? Because you're not going to have time to hit everything. Hit everything on, drink everything on the app. Just put everything that you want to do so it all stacks up, and then figure out which hotel you're in at any given point in time and what you can actually make it to.
Yes. I was going to say there's 5 hotels, and each hotel has at least 2 parties, possibly 4.
Yeah, I tell my friends all the time, like no other con
party at any moment.
Con.
Right.
Yeah. And that's not counting the stuff that just happens in the lobby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a huge party.
I think
it is something that makes Dragon Con unique in and of itself, is because you go to some cons and they just take place in convention centers, even the big ones, right? And then everybody goes to the city or, wherever parts ways. DragonCon, everybody stays in the host hotels and parties and comes together.
Atlanta becomes
DragonCon. We say party a lot, and we don't mean just drinking especially if people are watching us for the first time. There's a lot of partying or events that you can do without any alcohol and have just as much fun as the people who are drinking. So,
I was going to say that we talk about the lines. I've managed the lines and been in the lines for the parties in the ballroom. You may be worried about the line aspect, but you're meeting people. Your best friend is right next to you. And if you don't know them now, you will know them in 10 minutes. It is one of the most welcoming and best ways to meet new people.
Yeah,
So.
I have DragonCon Sprint.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
go
we're
ahead.
not going to run out of music. If you're waiting in line, it's not like you're not going to make it in. Oh, she's out of music. We got to go. We missed it. That's not going to happen. There's plenty of music to go around for everybody.
So,
One
Spider, I
cool
just gotta say,
thing I
you
just wanted
DJ'd
to-
one of my favorite parties.
Which-
It was one in the Sheraton. It was like way back in 2015. I dropped a link in the private chat.
Was that the one with the Deadpools at the end that we're doing Get Low? Was that the Heroes
Yes.
and Villains? It had
Yeah,
to
I
be
think
Heroes
so.
and
And I
Villains.
think you were DJing as Wonder Woman.
Woman? Yeah.
Yeah. But
Heroes and-
what I was gonna
remember-
say, I have friends that I only know from the lines at DragonCon. We just
Yeah.
kind of see each other like, oh hey, 2 hours again, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, that is all we know each other from, and we just move on about our day after that.
That's when I got involved with, and I'm not a video game person at all. I think Miss Pac-Man was the last video game that I played, and maybe Asteroids, but that was how I got involved with the video game track. And the Heroes and Villains Ball is an amazing time. And at the end of the night, literally we had, and this was way before Deadpool was like Deadpool, like Wolverine right now. But I had literally 15 to 25 Deadpools in front of me, and they were all doing Get Low. And it was like at the end of the night, and I'm just sitting there going, how do you even describe this? How do you,
It's an alternate universe.
Spider,
we
I
go
remember
into.
you dressed. I remember Spider dressed as I think it was aerobics Barbie, in like 2017 or something.
was that for the 8-bit ball?
Yeah, you were amazing.
That was when I did from Weird Science. I did Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science.
Yes,
I had her
there
waiting
you go.
for like 3 days after that.
We were just all like, "Look, it's Barbie."
No, and that's like if I do that at a gig any place else, people are like, "Who's the weirdo?" Like I can do this at con, and I can get out like all my cosplay stuff, and I can dress up, and everybody's just like, "Oh my gosh, that's so awesome!" But what's funny is the things that you have to think about DJing in costume that you don't think about any other time. Like I can't wear a big headpiece because headphones. I can't have anything that's hanging off of me like armor because it's going to catch, like wires are going to catch. I have to have something I can bend in and set up equipment in and move around in. And so I'm like, I'm going to do this big giant thing. And by the end of it, I'm like, smaller, more functional.
Hey, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the rest of the DJs in the cult that aren't here tonight with us. Dark Shift, he does visuals for us. Co-founder of the Cult of DC DJ with me. DJ P, we all know. DJ Phasm, who is somewhere over on the way to Tokyo.
He's actually listening. He keeps chatting.
From the plane,
Yeah, he's chatting, but he's on a plane.
DJ Black Sunshine, DJ System Fail, DJ Limit Break, DJ Scapegoat from Scotland, Wilson, Nori Noir, who's with us tonight, and also Two Tone Deaf.
Yeah.
And Go Bear. It's so hard for me to say. Sorry.
Gotcha. Yeah, once again,
No, that's
with the-
hard
the
for all of
Rainbow
us to
Party,
say.
right?
But
Also,
those are all-
I
those-
do
those
want
are all
to.
the folks in our group and
DJP last year told us all it was going to be his last year, and we were all like,
Okay,
sure.
but
we're gonna make him a
back.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it's gonna say this is my last year with the year, and then we'll just scratch it off and add a year.
Yeah.
Is there anybody
turning-
here- is
He's
there
the
anybody-
Masquerade's New Year's Eve party is what he is. He's like the very last New Year's Eve party ever at the Masquerade. That's
Are there any DJs like debuting for their first Dragon Con this year?
yes.
Nori.
Oh,
Me.
Nori. So what? I mean, you're hearing a lot of strange stuff. I mean, is this like this? How do you
Well, he's
feel
gone
about
to
like?
con. He knows.
Oh yeah, this will be my 7th con actually
okay.
going as
All
an
right.
attendee, but this will be
Gotcha.
my first time actually playing.
Gotcha.
But I'm
Gotcha.
super excited. Like the strangeness, like this is like mild compared to things that I've seen in past years. So I am not new to the circus.
So which night are you on?
I'm on Sunday night. I'm the 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. rave. Me and Wilson are going to be like back to back double teaming it.
Okay, so that's okay. It's 3 to 6. I will tell you right now, though, that's one of the most critical ones because those of us who are still up at that point, looking for something to do to close out the weekend, you're a superhero.
Oh,
yeah.
like
Taking
be there.
those
Like,
hours.
Yep.
I plan that everyone in attendance will be at the IV station Monday morning.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the final boss rave. And one other
Yeah.
cool thing is this is the first year that all the raves have packaged together, as you saw the video that Jen played earlier that Nori put together for us. But every DJ that's a part of the raves this year is a part of the DJ cult. And it's really awesome to just have everyone together and we talk about, our approach, how to treat people, tech ops, security, the volunteers, shout people out on the PA. We're very aware of those things because Spider and I have been around doing this for a while. I won't say 20 years again, Spider. We're gonna have to start drinking. But no, I've met a lot of great folks that work in tech ops, that work in security.
And can we have a big shout out for those guys? Big shout out
Yeah.
to tech ops and for safety and everybody, all the volunteers, because honestly, like we come up and you guys have everything set up already, or you are pushing hard to get things cleared off so we can start as quickly as possible.
Yep.
And you guys have been doing it for and those guys work really long hours, with very little, potty breaks assumedly, but I think that's about the only perk that sometimes they get. So although if tech ops is still rocking that pie, that's a nice perk too, because tech ops pie is legit.
Well, and we get to get up there and be in front of the people and soak up the adulation and everything. And tech ops, like, they don't get that benefit. They're just grinding all weekend, keeping us going. And it's incredible the amount that they pull together.
Take at least once a day, find somebody standing in line, somebody who's hosting, somebody's doing something, even if it seems as mundane as pointing your way to like where seating is or whatever, and just give them a legit thank you, because they're giving up part of their con to make sure you have a great con.
I was
And
going to
that's
say,
super important.
if anybody out there is listening and wishing that they could be a volunteer, I'm pretty sure those two departments would be willing to have you, even at this point.
Absolutely.
They're always in need. So
as
Yeah,
of
we
last week,
usually
Tech Ops still needs like 100 people.
Yep.
Yeah. I was just about to
So,
say,
like,
we
if-
usually announce at the beginning that volunteers are still needed, and I have seen the call go out for numerous departments and panel rooms and panelists. A lot of track rooms need panelists as well, so it's not too late to participate.
Well, and
And
don't
if
hear
you're in
tech ops.
you don't have to wait in line, right?
Yeah.
If you're in tech ops, you don't have to wait in line to go to the party. You're already there.
Yeah.
And don't hear tech ops and think like, oh, I have to know how to like plug things in and mix things and do whatever. Like, there are many levels of skill with tech
And
ops.
they will
need all
also-
kinds
They
of
will
help.
teach you.
Yeah.
They will teach you what you
they
need to
teach
know.
Yeah.
But safety is very important as well. If you're a people person and like organization, safety is where you can be. But yeah, also an unsung department is the information booths.
Yes.
They get the weirdest questions, and they'll tell you how to get to where you need to be. They'll make sure you know. So
Yeah, one of my friends worked for information, and at the end of every day, when she's off her shift, that's always the first part of our conversation is, okay, tell us all the weird questions you got asked today.
I mean,
But,
our
but
little
for those
hole-
asking weird questions, there's no such thing as a weird question.
yeah. So charity events is in like a little hole in the wall, kind of like a concession stand kind of hole in the wall. A lot of people come up to us, but we ask for a donation before we'll answer. So find the booth that actually gives you the right stuff. So
speaking of nightlife, Charles, what's it like over at the Digital Media Track at night? Do y'all have some fun stuff planned for after hours?
I mean, if you know anything about the internet and digital media, it cuts off at 8 p.m. Right? So
everybody goes to bed.
No, seriously, we have so much content going on that we have 2 rooms, Galleria 6 and Galleria 7 in the basement of the Hilton. And then we usually grab some ballrooms at night. So our biggest thing after hours is the botched D&D live show in the Crystal Ballroom in the Hilton. And it's a D&D live show if you think drinking and improv is D&D. So it's very much loosely based around the D&D rules. They did SCP this year. If you're familiar with that, it's basically Monsters of the Week. It's really cool. But you don't have to know anything about the show or about D&D to come in and have a good time. It gets a lot of fun.
Is that the one? Is that the one that's hosted by John Hartness?
no, that's a different one.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
I will say that the charity seat to go and play D&D with him on stage with the other authors is up right now.
Oh,
all right.
So you can bid and be able to be on stage with them.
Can I bid Channing so you can have him and I can be on stage playing D&D with them?
That would be hilarious.
That'd be great.
Yes.
But
that's actually one of my Dragon Con goals. So go for it.
We've got the spicier side of digital media, which is about pretty much what you think it might be about. Is everything in the digital media track is about education and entertainment, and one way or the other you're going to leave with some value. And so after hours we don't really do parties mostly, although we do have karaoke. If you want to come and get on your phone and pick your songs and sing your heart out, we have karaoke.
When's that karaoke?
Thursday night at 10 p.m. and Sunday night at 10 p.m.
Because there's some people that said that they would do karaoke if we hit the full match. I won't say who they are, but they're above me, and we're looking for a place to go.
But and we people in the parties group all the time ask where they can find where the different karaoke spots are at Con. So
yeah. Everybody wants to get that microphone on,
Yeah.
Now, Charles, I do want you guys to have a party next year because I think people think that the nerds on the digital media track don't know how to party. We're just behind our computers all day. So I do feel like we need a party next year.
No, hey, just to point out, this is my first year. I get to do panels with the digital media track. I'm on 2 this year, but I started and run the party group, so this nerd knows how to party. So
well, I'll be honest, it's hard as a director to find that balance, because by all means it's great to go and let loose and break down, but we have not break down. That is not what you want to do.
I was gonna let
you save that for Tuesday.
Look, it's multi-streaming in my brain. Okay. I think it'd be a blast, but then I go, if I do a party, I got to cut 3 other panels for the time slot. And it's just, we have so much content produced. So I try to meet that middle ground of after hours, which would be 10 p.m. and later. It is that mix of entertainment and we're not quite like the Big Damn Game Show. We're okay. It is kind of like the Big Damn Game Show. We're going to be a little dirty, a little fun, a little let loose. And there's something for everybody. And last year the karaoke did so well. We actually are doing it twice this year. Like I said, Thursday night for the kickoff, and then I think Sunday night to give people just an option of something to go out and do and have fun, because there's still a lot of us there on Sunday night, and it's just the last good hurrah before we wake up the next morning and finish up.
Where is the karaoke located?
Galleria 6 in the basement of the Hilton.
So you're kind of near the track? where the Trek
Right
track comes
across
off?
from the Trek track. They just
Okay.
wish they were us. It's okay. We share the wall with Brit Track, and we wish they turned the volume down a little bit.
They're really close to to Trader Vic's.
I was gonna say they're also really
within,
quick to
they're within
yeah.
staggering distance.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
you can get it. That's the back door to the
Yeah,
patio
yeah.
bar.
You come in from Trader Vic's and you just relax right into our rooms and enjoy the content.
It's also
My
you're-
tie and digital media.
Yeah,
That
you're on
sounds
the
awesome.
floor that has the AC that really works.
Well, it has that all that insulation of that earth to keep it in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you talk about unsung heroes, Charles. You bring up a good point. The track directors put in some serious work for sometimes little or no credit. I think people just kind of think that they just kind of sit back and tell other people what to do. But just talking to Charles and Jarvis and a couple of others, they're planning stuff year round. Seems
Yep.
like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Digital Media Track, we built a whole Discord and community as connection, right? So that you can be creating and getting ready for the next year. And 2 days after the last con, we opened up submissions for this con this year. So yeah, we start pretty early on getting everything in, and that way I'm not panicking 2 weeks out. Everybody says, "How's your week?" No, they lock me out on July 30th. I'm good, man. I just cruise right on into the con after that. It's awesome. That's the beauty of digital creation. You got so many people creating. All I need to do is put the puzzle pieces together, more or less.
Truthfully, I'm still waiting for production on stuff, so my sleep is a little messed up. The weird dreams that go on. Whew. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm slightly panicking, but once people start posting the photos of the banners showing up and downtown, then I'm going to be like,
oh yeah,
yeah. That's when it gets real.
Once the app is out, then it's real, right?
But what happens if the app doesn't come out?
Well,
riots in the streets. I mean,
we do what we used to, and we get the booklet, the newspaper booklet, and our highlighters out, and we start marking all the events.
Yep. I still get the booklet. I
love the
through
booklet.
and look through the schedule.
No, the newsprint one, the one that was like with all the panels and everything.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
They have a small version of
where
it.
you
gives
highlights.
Yeah.
You highlight so much that the paper starts falling apart, and you're like,
yes, and it highlights the thing on the other side that you didn't want to go to, but then you're like, wait, did I really want to go? We'll go.
And it's basically out of date the minute you arrive at con.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
and
why
Alec Baldwin is not coming.
Yeah, that's why we started the party group. It was before the app, and people didn't want to look through the paper book. So I was like, I will look through the paper book for you, and I would just at con every day be like, this is what's happening.
Well, the paper book was kind of like the Sears and Roebuck's toy catalog that you would get, and you'd search everything that you want.
The wish list.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
wish book.
I mean, it's like this is what I want to do, and then you realize you will have to be in 8 places at once, and oops, that doesn't work.
But I will say there are people that never go to a panel at con. Like they just come to party. That is legit. They never see daylight. They just partied the whole time. But if nothing else, go to a panel, even if you're just vaguely interested in it. Like I'll tell you, the Monday panels are some of my favorites because at that point the guests are tired and they have no filter.
Yeah.
I have a friend who takes the app and he uses it as a challenge to see how many how many panels he can get in over the con. I think his record is 24 attending 24 panels. And he will double book like almost every hour just to see what he wants to do and uses it as almost a gamification.
Wow.
And he's a little crazy because he's trying to up that panel number every year. Like, dude, there's only so many hours in the weekend you can survive without sleep.
Yeah, I have like 3 to 4 that usually stack up on each other, but I also try to go to at least one new panel every year that's not in my usual rotation. And usually that's how I find the panels that I will always make it to. Like last year, I discovered the Riker games, and it is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. and I don't know how I missed it for so long. And
shout out to DragonCon TV for airing some of those panels that are so busy that you can't get into them. Because I will tell you, watching a panel in the back of one of the big panels in the back of a room where I'm not sure who I'm looking at versus being in my room with a drink in my hand and my feet up, two totally different things. But
Oh,
also, I've seen panels that way that I would not have normally seen,
Yeah.
like the Twisted Tunes panel with the voice
Yes.
actor. That one,
Yes.
I keep trying to try. It always seems to come up against something I'm DJing for. But that I think I almost peed my bed when I was watching.
Yeah,
it.
I want to make it.
It was
into that
so
one year
funny.
too.
I will tell you
So
that they have a tendency to auction off the scripts after they've been done, and they all sign them for charity. So
That's
Oh
awesome.
my
I did
God.
not know
Nice.
that.
yeah,
That's awesome.
there's little bits of charity everywhere. So
Absolutely.
Do you
That's
guys
awesome.
remember? Do any of you remember your first panel?
Ever?
Oh yeah.
Like the
Mhm.
first
First
one
panel
you,
I went
you
to.
watched?
Yeah.
Do you consider
I did.
videos panels?
Tom Kenny.
'Cause-
Tom Kenny, really?
Mine
Yes.
was a how to drape costuming class with Catherine from I think her company's called God Save the Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a
TSQ.
draping class, so I went
Yeah.
to that in the costuming track. That was
Wow.
my
Mine-
first panel I ever made.
I think the first official panel I went to was a Venture Brothers panel. And it was a group of us, and we actually went dressed as the Venture Brothers. And I was sewing that Molotov cocktails costume all the way down in the car, which I will never ever have to do again. Rookie cosplay mistake is trying to hand sew in a car with two-way stretch fabric that needs to stretch four ways.
Ooh.
There was a lot of tape. A lot of tape.
I think my first one was
my first
Lloyd-
panel was in 1994, and it was with Alan Dean Foster.
Well, I'm not going to remember the
Oh.
year. I mean, come on.
The only reason I remember this because it's the first one. If you asked me about any panels after that, I couldn't tell you what year they happened. Or so because since I've been going, it's just a blur. Since '94 to now, it's just one big Dragon Con blur, and it's beautiful that way.
I don't
My
remember.
first year, I had an itinerary. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this at this hour. I'm doing this. I'm gonna have snacks. My second year, it was kind of like my second child. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have fun. Like I'm not gonna stress myself out for 4 days.
Yeah, you may plan on doing a whole bunch of things, but you also have to realize that the more exciting things are the ones that you don't plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would meet groups of people and they'd be like, "Oh, well, we're about to do this." So I'm like, "That sounds cool. Let's go do that."
And now you're not my new best friend.
One of my favorite quotes was from some volunteers one year. They said, "Dude, this is Dragon Con. Chaos is the plan."
It's Dragon Con. You can't do it wrong.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
whether you plan every single second, whether you just wing it, whether you do panels, whether you do parties, whether you do whatever you want to do at Dragon Con, you have that option. You can't do it wrong.
No.
I was going to say it's choose your own adventure.
Well, you can't do it
Absolutely.
wrong if you don't eat and sleep and
Well,
drink
yeah.
some
Hydrate
water.
or dihydrate.
Yeah.
Go get an IV.
Yeah.
There
That
are
was the
things
only-
we
that was the only
suggest
way I made it last year.
strongly. we definitely strongly suggest a lot of the tips that we give out all year round. So, but it is less than 2 weeks upon us.
17
and-
days.
and for some people it'll start on Thursday, but
Wednesday.
for the DJ and
Wednesday.
for the Dragon Con report and for the parties, meetups, and more, and for Jen, it starts on Wednesday.
Yes.
So
This will be my first year arriving on a Wednesday. I'm excited.
give a shout out for the Wednesday party.
Yeah, and there's an event page up on the Dragon Con parties, meetups, and more Facebook group.
Absolutely.
And yeah, the DJs are going to have swag. We're going to have the party ribbons for the party group and for the Dragon Con report as well. And I will have swag too, not theme swag, like swag and seek type swag bagged up, which that's something I need to do too. I need to pack up hundreds of bags of swag. But not panicking yet.
So
I always wind up with stuff like this every year.
Oh, but that's great.
Yeah.
I was so
Dracula box.
confused. The first
So-
year somebody came up to the booth and they smiled and they put a duck on my booth and they walked away. And I was like, and then somebody else came up and put a duck next to it and walked away. And I'm like, I feel like I'm in some sort of game and I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. what
Can
is
you
going
guys
on. There were like
explain-
20 ducks by the end of the con.
Oh, nice.
And then I realized the duck fairy, which again,
Yeah.
one of the marvels of con, people who just create their own fandoms and
Right.
their own worlds.
And
The
their own
duck
cult.
fairy visits the charity booth a lot, and we welcome all the ducks. Bring the ducks to the charity booth.
Can we
They're
explain
the
what,
best
Charles?
mother duckers I know.
Well, I was
Yep.
going to say that. Can you explain what Swag and Seek or the Duck Fairy? What is that for people who don't know?
Oh yeah, so Swag and Seek. There's a whole Facebook group for it if you're interested in the official organization. But basically, a few years ago, people started bagging up random little gifts and
It's like
acts of
kindness. Yeah.
Yeah, and they hide it around con, and in the official con spaces. They don't go to dangerous places.
No.
And it's a little bit of joy that you can find in your day, a little surprise. And if it's something that's not to your liking, you just
Pass it
rehide
along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like ribbon culture. It's you can hide stuff. You can go to official events and trade stuff. The Duck Man and the Duck Fairy, they're part of the Dragon Con Over 40 group. That's how I know them. Every year they get thousands of little mini ducks and randomly give them out to people to bring a smile to their face. And they are a lovely couple. They're hysterical.
They are, lovely. They are so wonderful.
Yeah. And then
they did this multiple times during the week. So.
Yeah. And then you will randomly all of a sudden hear 100 little ducks squeaking at the same time. And it's hysterical. So
it's the little things like that.
Yeah. There's all sorts. There are big ways that Dragon Con can bring you happiness and joy with the things that the organizers do. And then there are small things that the attendees do to also spread happiness and joy to other con goers. And it really is just another thing that helps set Dragon Con apart from other conventions.
It's community. Like that's
It's family.
We're all a community, and we all look out for each other, and we all love each other in big ways and small ways. But it's like I've been to other cons, and there's just no con like Dragon. That's
I was going to say another fun kindness that I have found is the cosplay medics.
Yes.
Yes.
They are so wonderful. They're all around con, and they have the hot glue, the body tape, or whatever you might need to help you fix your costume so you don't drag a piece or whatever. They're there, and they do it for free. This year, I think they might have buttons with the charity QR code. So
I think I bug one medic every year.
Yeah.
There's also a new group related to the medics that's popped up this year called Cosplayed. And they are setting up to help people who need help getting in and out of their costuming. Or if you need makeup help or wig help or tying your corset help.
Or please station yourselves in the bathrooms because
well, I know I can't officially announce them yet because it hasn't gone out on the group that they're part of hasn't announced the schedule yet, but they have been able to get partnerships with some of the tracks this year to be able to have official locations in some of the different hotels on the schedule to be able to help. They also have a Facebook group and a Discord where you can already make inquiries if there's something you think you might need help with, or if you want to volunteer your time, if you know how to braid hair, if you know how to tie corsets, anything like that, you can help people. And again, it's another part of people love Dragon Con and they want to find a way to give back in small ways.
Awesome. All right. Well, man, I hate to put an end to this party, but we've got another one coming in 2 weeks. That's like a huge thing that we all got to still prepare for. So
we're going to see you all there, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, we will draw a close to this episode of the 2024 Dragon Con Report. Guys, it's been great. Nori, Nemesis, Spider, thank you guys so much for coming on, and special shout out to you, Spider, for your contribution to the book. I appreciate you. Real quick, where can people find you guys and find out what all events you're going to be at?
Nemesis, you have all the deets on that.
Jen threw the
I'll
link
put
up
it.
earlier.
Give me a second. I'm throwing other
I
stuff.
don't have
out
that
there.
button. I'm pushing it.
So
but
you can
nothing's
find us on
shiny.
Wednesday night in the Marriott for
Yeah.
the
Absolutely.
Welcome Home Wednesday. We'll
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
be there. If you're there,
yeah.
we'll be there.
It
And
starts
just
Wednesday.
look for the DC DJ banner. They'll have a
Yeah.
banner set up. That's how you'll be able to find us for the welcome home party.
It's
Yep.
got a
We'll have
beautiful
sh-
QR code on it too. So if you don't want to come and talk to someone, you can scan the QR code and it takes you to this page here.
Yeah.
And that's the page with all the buttons. that
And
give
for
you
those of
money.
you just listening to the audio version, don't worry. I will have all these links in the show notes.
Yay.
Absolutely.
But don't be afraid to come up and chat with us. Like we are as dorky, and that's why it's Yeah, we're ridiculous. Like don't be afraid to come talk to
Oh,
us.
especially when we all get together.
Oh,
Yeah, we're very loud and very obnoxious.
And we have
love meeting new
sing-alongs
people.
and
yeah,
it's a lot
love
of
meeting
fun.
new people.
Absolutely. And Dave, where can people find you and more about the Big Damn Game Show?
Look for Dave West in the Dragon Con app. Once it goes live, follow Phantom Troublemaker on Instagram and the Needless Things YouTube channel.
Awesome. And Charles, where can people find out all about what's happening with you and your track?
We have a link tree that you got there at the bottom, link tr.ee/DC Digital Media Track. And every Wednesday on the same idea on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And actually, I was restreaming this out tonight on those channels that we do Be Awesome together. And Tyra Burton and myself put it together, but people like Channing have come on and done takeovers to where it can be panels. It is us interviewing creators. It's us just talking about the con. It's all kind of things that go on because for the DC Digital Media Track, it just never stops for us. So we want to keep people connected. So you can be awesome with us. We're trying to do the show called Be Awesome Together, and you can find all of our links over on Linktree.
Awesome. And Jody, where can people find out about the charity event?
Well, we have some very weird social media things. I think we're DC charity events on Instagram and possibly Facebook. I wish I was better at social media, but we try. There's some good quotes for, different people like Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross, who are fantastic inspirations. But otherwise, you can find me usually in the Marriott Marquis on the Marquis level, in the little booth or running around. And if you see me, just hey, and hey.
Hey, and let's all try to do what we can to make this year an incredible year charity-wise, the biggest year ever.
Yes, please.
Right?
We have the race medals. We have coloring for charity. We have so much that you can do. And every track comes up with their own unique ways to engage and fundraise and bring awareness.
And just to confirm, for people who signed up from the hustle, we're going to see you at the little Marriott booth to pick up the medal.
If you're there on Thursday at 2, I will be there for sure.
But I mean, that's the location.
Yes, that is the location. Come find me at the Marriott. Go down one level is the Marquis level, and then kind of once you're down the escalators, look to the left. If you're looking at the merchandise store, you're looking the wrong way. But yeah, and also if you come and pick up, we built in a cost to the medal for mailing. So if you don't come to the show, you can have one mailed. But if you come to the show and pick it up, that mailing cost gets doubled and donated to the charity.
Nice.
So it's really good to come and pick it up. One, you get to wear the bling and get other people to sign up, as well as more money goes to the charity.
Awesome.
I'm convinced at this point you've counted every roll of toilet paper, and any roll of toilet paper that isn't used is going to go to charity, and they're going to donate. That's how deep. I am deep stating this whole thing. Jody's got her hands everywhere.
I try. I do my best. There's you'll find me in the weirdest places.
You're a super villain for charity, and we love it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Jody, we Digital Media Track, we always grab the cans because we make it a swear jar for our panelists during the day. because we make it kind of go overboard. So hey, it's daytime, you can't say anything. As soon as they say
Nice.
something,
I
make
love
them put
that.
$1 in the can. It's fun.
Oh
Nice.
yeah. We have beautiful change cans. We don't all carry as much cash as we used to in 2018, but we do bring it in. When the change cans started, I think Dragon Con had to buy change counting machines because we brought in so much. They just couldn't count it. They had to get things to do it.
That's a good problem to have.
Yes, it is, and
absolutely
it warms my heart to know
Awesome.
that everybody's thinking of us. So
absolutely awesome. So yeah, let's make that happen.
Mr. Mike, remind everybody where they can find you at con.
They can find me primarily in the Pop Artist Alley, 4th floor of the America's Mart. My table is 624. I'm sort of across from Derek Yaniger. So, and I've been there pretty much the same place for the last few years. So, but they've got me on right now. My schedule is 10 panels. So there will be some times where I won't be able to be at my table, I'm afraid. So my schedule will be, I'm still working out a couple things. There's been some conflicts. So probably by the time the app comes out, that should be straightened out. So
Mike,
yes, I look forward to seeing everybody.
Mike, are you bringing the roof?
No, the roof got destroyed.
Come on!
I think the roof got destroyed. So, but I've been working on a roof replacement, but it won't be ready this year. Maybe next year.
Is the roof
yes.
the roof on fire?
That's unfortunately what happened. Yes, Jim.
Way to rub it in, Channing. God.
We lost Channing.
And with that, he dropped the mic and left.
All right, Channing, come back because it's your turn.
anyway.
Tell everybody where they can find you at con.
Well, first, let me take my foot out of my mouth. If you're looking for me at Dragon Con, check the app, look for Channing Sherman. I'm on panels on digital media, animation, and diversity track. I promise not to hit the swear jar too hard. Also, if there is anything even remotely associated with G.I. Joe, I will be there as a guest. If not as a panelist, I will be there. Online, you can follow me at Channing Sherman on Instagram and Twitter. And don't forget about our group, the Black Geeks of Dragon Con, just kind of promoting one section of the diversity there. And I always say it is not a protest, it is a party.
Awesome. And Jen, what about you?
I will be all over the place as usual. So Wednesday night, you can find me at the kickoff party. Thursday, I am typically always hanging with Sven and fans of Drunken Dragon Hotel for the annual Tiki party at Trader Vic's. I think I'm trying to remember the schedule that I looked at. I think I'm on panels with the digital media track on Friday and Sunday afternoon. They have not released the official schedule, so I'm not going to out that, but somewhere around there, you'll find me listed on the panels as Little Bit. And I am not sure what track the other panel I'm on with you, Mike, is under. Is it under Pop?
You will be, yes, you are going to be on the Tiki Pop Art panel this year. That is in the Comics and Pop Artist Alley area and on the 4th floor of America's Mart. So yes, you are scheduled to be there. And right now it's supposed to be Sunday afternoon, but as you said, it could change. So yeah. So that's going to be fun. So I know I'll at least see you once. And I'll see at least one of you, and hopefully I can get some ribbons from you. And yes, if you see any of us, any of the three of us, please out there, it's really difficult to get a ribbon from us. Just say that you listen or watch the show. That's it. That's all you have to do. And then whether you like it or not, doesn't matter. We just say you just say you watch it.
Oh yeah. You'll also find me running around with the Ropers on Sunday evening.
Yes. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for working your magic, especially this episode on both sides of the webcam. We appreciate it. We try to cover all we can with these episodes, but to keep up with the latest news, please check out the official Dragon Con websites, all their social media outlets. They're all going crazy. They're all doing bonkers with the news coming out. So pay attention to those. All the fan tracks are active as well, very active right now. We are a proud member of the ESO Network. On the ESO Network page, there's a direct link to our TeePublic store filled with all kinds of cool swag. We've also got a Patreon page where supporters can access our exclusive reading, our last one of the year of this month's Dragon Con guest announcements. Thank you, patrons, for your support. We do appreciate you. Whether you're watching or listening to us, please help support our show with a like, subscribe, and a share. If you would like to leave us direct feedback, please reach out to us via email at feedback@DragonConReport.com. There it is. Or you can reach us via Facebook and Instagram. Thanks to everyone for joining us. I'm your host, Mike Gordon. And as always, it's been my pleasure. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you at the con in a couple weeks.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the DragonCon Report. Whether you're a longtime fan or joined us for the first time, we hope you've gained some valuable insights and tips to make your DragonCon experience unforgettable. Don't forget to stay connected for more updates and future episodes. Until next time, keep learning, keep planning, and keep the con spirit alive.
You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.